Hey, this is Dr. Ketu. Welcome back to Holistic Health with the Dr. Ketu. Have you ever felt that tight knot in your stomach before a big presentation or found yourself worrying about everything under the sun? Well, you're not alone. We are going to dive into a topic that affects millions of people worldwide, anxiety. Today we are unpacking anxiety, what it is, why it happens, and how to manage it. Let's jump in. Anxiety is more than just feeling stressed or worried. It's your body's natural response to perceived threats. In small doses, it helps keep you alert, but when anxiety becomes chronic, it can interfere with the daily life, relationships, and even your health. Anxiety comes in different forms: generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety, and more. So, what causes anxiety? Anxiety can be triggered by a combination of factors, including stressful life events, trauma, and chronic health conditions. But it's not just external stress. Your brain and body play a huge role too. Now let's talk about the underlying science behind anxiety. Anxiety involves your brain fight or flight response, specifically in amygdala, which is the part of the brain which processes fear, the hypothalamus, which releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. The main players in anxiety are neurotransmitters: serotonin, dopamine, GABA. These guys are like the Avengers of your brain, but when they are out of balance, your brain turns into a chaotic superhero movie. Low levels of GABA, which calms the nervous system, or imbalance in serotonin, which regulates mood, can lead to increased anxiety. Now, the question is anxiety inherited? Research shows that anxiety can run in families. If you have a close family member, like a parent or sibling, with an anxiety disorder, you are more likely to experience anxiety yourself. Studies estimate that genetics account for about 30 to 40% of the risk of developing anxiety disorders. So, while your genes can make you more prone to have anxiety, they don't seal your fate. People with a family history of anxiety disorders are at a higher risk. For example, children of parents with generalized anxiety disorders are 2 to 2.6 times more likely to develop anxiety themselves. Studies of twins help us understand how much anxiety can be inherited. If one twin has an anxiety disorder, the other twin is about 6 times more likely to have it too. Overall, around 31.6% of the differences in anxiety levels among people can be linked to genetics, while the rest is influenced by personal experiences and the environment. Several specific genes, including the 5-HTT gene, also called serotonin transporter gene, which affects serotonin levels, the COMT gene involved in dopamine regulation, and the BDNF gene, crucial for brain health, have all been linked to increased anxiety risk, particularly when combined with stressful life events. Variations in these genes can influence how individuals experience and manage anxiety. When it comes to anxiety, genetics is just one piece of the puzzle. Environmental factors like traumatic experiences and family dynamics also play a big role. For instance, kids raised in anxious households may adopt similar behaviors, leading to anxiety even without family history. Epigenetics shows that our environment can influence how our genes behave, which is called epigenetics. This means that even if you have a genetic tendency for anxiety, you might not develop it if you are not exposed to certain triggers. Negative experiences in childhood, like trauma or neglect, can raise the risk of anxiety, especially for those already prone to it. Kids with anxious parents may also pick up anxious behaviors, creating a cycle of anxiety in families. While genetics play a role, parenting styles and family dynamics are also important factors in anxiety disorders. Now let's talk natural remedies, and not just generic eat better, sleep more kind of stuff. We are going deeper. First up is magnesium glycinate. This form of magnesium is highly bioavailable and specifically helps relax muscles and reduce anxiety by improving GABA, which is gamma aminobutyric acid function. You can find it in supplements or naturally in foods like spinach, almonds, and black beans. Next is L-theanine. Ever wondered why people who drink green tea seem so calm? It's not just the antioxidants. L-theanine's in there working its magic like a Zen master. L-theanine is an amino acid that promotes relaxation without drowsiness. It increases alpha brain waves, creating a state of calm focus. You can take it as a supplement or enjoy a few cups of matcha or green tea daily. L-theanine supplements typically come in doses ranging from 50 to 200 milligrams per serving. The recommended daily intake of L-theanine for anxiety is typically 200 to 400 milligrams per day. Another powerful remedy is ashwagandha, an adaptogen that reduces cortisol levels and balances stress. Research shows that taking 300 milligrams of ashwagandha extract twice a day can significantly reduce anxiety over time. Now, therapy is one of the most effective ways to manage anxiety, especially if you're dealing with chronic symptoms. But not all therapy is the same. Let's explore which ones are backed by science. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short, is the gold standard for treating anxiety. It works by identifying negative thought patterns and helping you replace them with healthier, more realistic ones. For example, if you often think, I will fail this project, CBT helps challenge that belief and create a more balanced perspective. If you have specific fears or phobias, exposure therapy helps by gradually exposing you to the source of your fear in a controlled way, allowing your brain to become desensitized over time. Next is mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MBSR, which combines mindfulness meditation and yoga to help you become more aware of the present moment, reducing anxiety over things that haven't happened yet. Practicing mindful breathing for just 10 minutes a day can significantly lower anxiety levels. Next, let's discuss diet and lifestyle changes. What actually helps? Diet significantly impacts anxiety management, particularly through the gut-brain connection. A high-fiber diet rich in fruits and vegetables support a healthy gut microbiome, which influences brain function and mood. Fiber promotes beneficial gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids linked to reduced inflammation and improved mental health. Conversely, cutting back on ultra-processed foods high in sugar and unhealthy fats can lower anxiety levels by preventing disruptions in gut bacteria and inflammation. For information on gut health hacks to help mental illnesses like anxiety, check out my other video right here. Now, even fluctuating blood sugar can trigger anxiety, so aim for balanced meals with protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Avoid skipping meals or consuming refined carbs, which can lead to spikes and crashes. Omega-3s support brain function and have anti-inflammatory properties. Studies suggest that taking 2 grams of EPA and DHA omega-3 daily can help reduce anxiety symptoms. Next is avoiding stimulants. Caffeine and sugar can increase adrenaline levels, worsening anxiety. Consider reducing coffee intake or switching to decaf, and limit sugary snacks, especially if you're prone to anxiety attacks. Sometimes natural remedies and lifestyle changes may not be enough, and that's okay. Let's briefly cover the medications commonly used to treat anxiety. First option is selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or SSRIs for short, like sertraline or escitalopram, help increase serotonin levels, which stabilizes mood. They take a few weeks to kick in, but can be effective long-term for many people. Next is benzodiazepines. For short-term relief, benzodiazepines like alprazolam are used, but they come with risk of dependency, so they're generally not recommended for long-term use unless you use it for occasional anxiety episodes. Another option is beta blockers, perfect for when your heart is racing, but the only marathon you're running is PowerPoint presentation. For performance anxiety or situational anxiety, beta blockers can reduce physical symptoms like rapid heartbeat, making it easier to manage stressful situations. Untreated anxiety doesn't just affect your mood, it can lead to long-term health issues like high blood pressure, heart disease, and a weakened immune system. Chronic anxiety also affects cognitive function, making it harder to concentrate, remember things, and stay productive. And finally, let's go over some practical coping techniques that you can use to manage anxiety when it hits you. First up is box breathing. This simple technique calms your nervous system in moments of panic. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds. Repeat this cycle for a few minutes. Next is progressive muscle relaxation. This technique involves tensing and then relaxing muscle groups, helping to release physical tension caused by anxiety. Start with your toes, tense for 5 seconds, then relax, and work your way up the body. Another technique is grounding technique. If anxiety is making you feel disconnected, try 5-4-3-2-1 technique, which means identify 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. This helps bring you back to the present moment. So there you have it, anxiety unpacked. We have covered what anxiety is, what causes it, and specific strategies for managing it, from natural remedies to therapy and even medications. Remember, anxiety is common, but you don't have to face it alone. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop any questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Stay well and stay happy.